Evening, how's everybody? All right, it's great to see. It's great to see everyone. It was on for a minute. It's on? Okay, we're good. All right, how's everyone? I'm Joe Karn. I'm one of your city council members here in the city of College Park, and we thank you all for coming out on this evening. We wanted to give a community update in terms of some things that are happening in the city, citywide, throughout your community and others, as well as our comprehensive plan, which we're in the midst of. This is a citywide initiative, and it sets the priorities for the next 5 years, but this is not done in a silo. This is done with the participation of residents, all of our residents. And I wanted to make it my business that Hawthorne Station was the first community in my district to participate in the community charrettes. So we're going to do that after a few basic community updates. Some of the major things that we have been working on, I wanted to update you all on. If you follow the city council meetings, you're probably already aware of some of these. If you're not, here are some of them. We have had some significant improvements over at the convention center complex. If you've driven by, you've probably seen a lot of construction activity going on out there. There are many projects going on at once at the convention center. At one of our last meetings, we approved a major roof overhaul that was long overdue at the convention center. In addition to that, there's going to be some major exterior landscaping taking place at the convention center. We're going to have our convention center looking in tip-top shape, looking like it's brand new. Despite it being a 2-decade-old building, we keep it in pretty good shape, but we're making some serious, significant improvements. The parking lot is being resurfaced as we speak, as well as some improvements to the medians, major landscaping improvements along the front of Camp Creek Parkway and throughout the GICC campus itself. So we're looking forward to that. A couple of other things. This year is the first day of the new budget, and we have started the budget off with our residential stability program, which is a program we're going to be implementing to encourage long-term residential in College Park. As you all know, we're mostly rental in College Park, and we want to change that equation where we have a bit more residential and a bit more stability. So this program will have initiatives and offers and options to help residents stabilize in terms of help with rental assistance, utility assistance, things like this. So we're putting that together, and we're going to be moving that out and rolling that out this month. A couple of other things here. Let's see, 6 West, the residential phase is moving towards their land disturbance permit right now. They're making progress, and hopefully we'll see some residential housing coming out of the ground very, very soon there in 6 West. We passed an ordinance regarding vacant structures. There are a handful of vacant structures that have been vacant for too long in the city. So we've tightened up some of our ordinances and regulations to make sure that those vacant structures are not standing dormant or vacant for long. We've also instituted a new court calendar, an environmental court. This court is specifically targeted for code enforcement violation issues. We've got some areas that have some blight in it, and it's not going to work for this city because we're raising the bar in every corner of this city. So we want to continue to make sure we're doing that. And this new court is going to definitely turn the heat up to make sure that any slumlords or anybody keeping their property not up to snuff that's going to be addressed. My main issue are with some of our motels, some of our apartment complexes that aren't quite up to snuff. So we're going to try to improve that and make sure that that's going to happen. We have a few department heads here, so I want to introduce them, and they're going to come up and give us a quick spiel about some of the things that they are doing. They can answer a couple of questions. But first, I want to recognize our city manager, Mr. Michael Hicks, who's over there in the corner, our city manager who handles the day-to-day, Mr. Hicks. I want to recognize our mayor, Mayor Bianca Motley Broom, who is here. And we want to actually congratulate the mayor for being inducted into the Georgia Municipal Association Hall of Fame. Let's hear it, y'all. Just this weekend in Savannah, we had a great weekend in Savannah. As you know, Mayor Broom served as our Motley Broom served as our GMA president for the Georgia Municipal Association. So great job there. Okay, I guess we'll start off with Public Works and Sanitation. Y'all come on up and give a brief overview of how we're looking, and they'll address any questions that you might have. All right.
How everyone doing? It's my first time, so I'm a little nervous. Well, I'm Timothy Spencer. I'm sanitation supervisor. This is my superintendent.
Right, that's our neighbor. Well, I'm Cedric Hand, superintendent of sanitation. Some of the initiatives that we got going, we're trying to implement the universal trash can program. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Like, that's something we're trying to get going soon with the backing of council and the mayor, of course. We appreciate that. And we're trying to get that going. As far as like day-to-day service, if you guys got any questions, like we can answer any questions you got, like any concerns, anything like that. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You've been really responsive. So somebody shared your phone number, and I know I texted you one time because the trash didn't pick up, and you had them out in a couple hours. So we appreciate you.
I appreciate that. Like a lot of that because like I got him in the field, so like I'm able to do other things, and like I'm freed up so he can go like day to day, like field operations, see what's going on. It's a team effort, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Very professional, very nice, and very courteous. And we are lucky to have y'all.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
We're lucky to have y'all.
Oh, thank y'all. Well, I got cards if anybody don't have my number directly. So, like, you know, my city cell, like, you know, you can, like, contact us. I got cards for the office, the city cell, my email. If y'all got any concerns about anything with the sanitation, please don't never hesitate. We like to be, like, very personal, so we'll come out. Yes, sir.
What's taking so long about these universal trash cans? I feel like we have a house in Bibb County. And I feel like having universal trash cans is beneficial for your employees as well. It's less of a liability. They don't have to pick.
1,000%.
Those people don't even come out the truck. They just pick the truck up with a crane and they dump
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, two things on that. Like, what's taking time was we got to put it out for a bid process. We got to make sure we're doing business clean. So we're going to put it out for a bid process, let everybody put their shot in, see who can come in at the best price, and then what makes sense for the city. And then two, the automatic side loaders, I want to get those, but that's like a step in the process. I'm just like trying to just like implement like small modernization projects and then like just going to try to take the big step later. But we are in the process of doing that because some of my guys are getting up there in age. I want to make sure we're taking care of them.
Absolutely. And still 2 days a week, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you. Anybody else? Well, thank y'all, especially for all the kind words. I got to let my guys know. All right, thank y'all. Yes, sir.
All right, thank y'all. And sanitation does a great job for us twice a week compared to your neighbors once a week for the same price. And we have some of the lowest sanitation rates in town. So we want to thank them for working hard. City manager wanted me to remind us once we go to those cans, we're not going into the backyards anymore, but we'll still come to the side of the driveway and remove your trash and pick it back up and leave it where we picked it up from. Okay, with that, we'll move to police department, who's here as well. And I want to thank the College Park Weather Department for cooperating today with us. We figured it's a nice day to be outside. So, Major. All right.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Major Manning. I'm with the College Park Police Department. To my left, I have Major Durden. He's the commander over criminal investigations. As it pertains to here at Hawthorne Station, we have seen a major decrease in the call volume. You have seen our guys come out from the last meeting. You expressed presence. So we have increased our presence. We utilize the different platforms. We utilize the cameras that we have here. We have working cameras within the community. We utilize our flock cameras. We utilize extra patrol, everybody hands on deck. We utilize our bike platform, our bike patrol unit. You have our community officers. You have community officer Gray, Detective Gray here. You may have seen other community officers out and about, but we utilize every platform to help minimize and keep the crime down in this area.
Good afternoon, everybody. Like Major Manning said, I'm Major Durden. I oversee our criminal investigation division. So I'm the one, when the cases come in, when incidents happen, y'all report it. Once it's reported through field operation, it comes to my division and it's assigned out and we do the investigations. We did from January to now, we've only had maybe 5 incidents that was reported that we investigated. One of the incidents where we got warrants obtained, it was some appliances that were stolen. So our Sergeant Pogozelski, he handled that case. It's another case that was unfounded, meaning that it was reported here, but it didn't occur here. And the other one was, it was a voided case. So any issues or concerns you all have, feel free to report it to us and we're going to do what we supposed to do, day-to-day operations to make sure that we investigate it and give you all what you need. And if you all have any questions, I will give my contact information where you all can call and we can assist you in any way as possible. Yes.
I would say in this community per se, we have I've called the police a couple times on vehicles that park here for airport. I had one incident that a car was parked for like almost a month. The cop came and then they told me that the car was uninsured. It had dark tints, but then the car sat there for 2 more weeks. And the cop came and everything, that car just came back on my side on Cottage Lane probably a couple days ago again. So they know that they're gonna get away with it. We have one sign here that says towing. It's private property, whatever it says on there. But we have a big problem with people coming here, parking on dedicated parking for our guests, and leaving their car there for a long time. And I have a camera on my side, so I have tons of. I can see everything that's happening on that parking spot. So just coming here, the cop come in, and then the car still staying was kind of like I don't. And then they told me that the car was uninsured, so I don't know why that car stayed on the road. So that was just one. That was just my personal incident.
If I may. So in instances like that, and just overall, we continue to ask that you call in referencing anything. Nothing's too small, nothing's too big. The police will respond. Our response time has actually decreased in this neighborhood. Pertaining to that vehicle situation, the process is pretty much follow city ordinance, and we are supposed to tag that vehicle. The vehicle gets tagged X amount of number of days or hours pertaining to whatever's on the tag sticker, and then we will come out and tow it. So in that instance, I can't speak on that, but that the general process is we tag first according to city ordinance, and then we remove the vehicle. Yes, sir.
If I may, was that the blue Tesla?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say that officer. Okay, because I just seen one over here and the officer similar, but he did do a report on it so that it was documented. But as Major Manning said, if you all just follow those procedures, we'll ensure that we'll take care of it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who needs to get the thanks for this, but I mentioned a while ago about the cameras in the park at Barrett Parkway Park, and it's been inoperable for years. You all have put flock cameras right there at the corner of Rugby and Napoleon. I don't know if it's Hicks or whoever gets credit for that. Thank y'all so much. That it's just it's amazing how quickly that happened after I actually said something about it. But I want to know how many other flock cameras are y'all planning on installing around the city, in addition to the ones that you just put there on Rugby and Napoleon.
To give you an exact count or number, I cannot speak on that, but we continuously assess the various locations where flock is needed, and that is determined between the city manager and chief and stuff of that nature. Our crime analyst does her data trends, and we base it off of that particular instance. But in terms of an exact number, can't speak on that, but flock has helped the police department, the fire department, whoever, in great need in terms of solving crime and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you so much.
Can you tell me who all has access to those flock cameras besides you all, the police force?
It's pretty much a law enforcement tool. It's a resource tool for law enforcement.
Only?
If Hawthorne Station, let's say if Hawthorne Station purchased a flock camera and that owner has access to that camera, that owner will have access to the camera. But it's pretty much a resource tool used by law enforcement.
Okay, so are all of the flock cameras in our community owned only by the police force?
I believe, yes.
There was an issue where you all didn't have access to one, and I was called in question about how can they gain access. That's why I'm asking. So someone else has access to these flock cameras, and I just wanted to know to what degree is this information shared and by whom?
The information shared by Flock is with law enforcement. Now, if there's an owner that has ownership of a specific individual Flock camera, that owner would have that rights to view the data. But the data pretty much is used by law enforcement for various resources.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been here since 23. Yeah. So thank you, because me and some of the neighbors were talking about how we believe crime has gone down.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
that first summer I was like, what did I get myself into? A question for you around noise complaints, so I can set my expectations. There are some Airbnbs here in the community. I happen to live on a street of the number one turn up one. I have contacted, I think once, just because like I couldn't sleep and they were overtaking my driveway and everything else. And I noticed that somebody came by and they quieted down for a minute and then they just went right back to it. It has been like a weekend occurrence, except for with FIFA here, because the HOA said, we're looking at y'all, don't have no Airbnb. So, they didn't book anybody. But I'm sure it's FIFA, when it's leaving, it's going to be back turned up. Can you help me set my expectations around when I call about a noise complaint, like how that violation is handled or should be handled?
So in reference to noise complaints pertaining to Airbnbs is a topic that we are assessing right now. And in the event that you have identified one, please share that with us so we can have knowledge as to where exactly this location is. The officer will respond. If it's of a large mass or crowd, we have the opportunity to shut that down, the discretion to shut that party down. In terms of noise complaints on the average, again, call, you'll have the police respond, and they'll assess the situation accordingly. But in terms of Airbnbs, we would like to know where those Airbnbs are located so that way we can address the matter from our end as well.
And I'll also just say, when the officer comes, just tell them you want to do an incident report. So that gives us a track record. So let's just say if it's a house across the street from you and it's an ongoing issue, by us doing a report, we'll have a track record for it. So we can build a case and then we can move forward from there. So just if it's a reoccurring thing, just say, hey, I want to do an incident report, and we will look into it moving forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it's in black and white.
Yes. I want to add a little bit to the Airbnb issue. We recently did pass an ordinance that does strengthen the Airbnb bans. Technically, they're not allowed in the city of College Park. We have a new code enforcement situation set up along with the city manager, and we're going to be enforcing Airbnbs and making sure that those are not in the neighborhoods. If you know of one, call, give us an address, and we will make sure it is not disturbing you all anymore. I don't think anyone here bought a house or purchased a house to figure out who's going to disturb you for this weekend until 2 a.m. That's not what you moved up here for.
Try 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, this subdivision is built for a disruptive free lifestyle, and that's the idea. We recently improved the number of cameras up here to 8 cameras in this subdivision currently. So we are making sure that we're going to make this as secure as possible. And Airbnbs are not part of the mix, I think, that anybody bought here for. So we're going to make sure that that does not happen. If you have an address, give them the address, and we will address that issue. And if there are vehicles that are parked here for airport parking, you can call the police department if you have a tag number, and we can address that vehicle that's illegally parked up here. So we want to make sure we take care of that. And I want to thank the police department for their hard work. They've been working hard out here, y'all. All right, thank y'all. All right, I guess we'll just segue into code enforcement since we were talking about some code enforcement issues. All right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wendell Moser, the new code enforcement supervisor. And the things that we implemented as far as, like say, the Airbnb and also the apartment complexes, we've done where we do a sweep, all the code enforcement officers, so we can let the apartment builders know, hey, you got a lot of violations, so we're putting them in court so you guys don't have the right to stand in something that's not decent. Apartments, residential homes, everyone should live in something good. So that's one of the major things that we're doing right now. And I'm new, so I'm still implementing a few things. So I will give everybody my card, and I'm hands-on. I will come out myself, as long as my team, to address code enforcement issues. So if you need any assistance, you can call me personally. I give everybody my card. You just give me a call. Any questions? Oh, that's good. All right. I love y'all.
All right, let's hear it. Folks, let's make sure we get Mr. Mosley's contact number. If you need his information, if you do not have it, you can get his number directly from him, or you can call my office and get it directly. Again, use the services. If there's an issue, pick up the phone and call. Do not be afraid to pick up and call. You're paying your tax money for these services. If there are police issues, you can call them. If you don't want to be disturbed, they won't come to your door. If you want to make a complaint or identify someone and don't want to be at an officer at the door, they'll respect your wishes on that. But you pay your tax money for it. If you have to call them 3 or 4 times, if you've got a disruptive neighbor or something going on, use this service. You're paying that service, and we pay good money for our officers so that they can serve you guys as best as possible. Okay, let's see. I guess we'll have our city manager coming on up next, Mr. Michael Hicks.
Well, good evening, everyone. Let's give our staff another round of applause, because they're the ones that really deserve all the credit. They do all the work. So what I'll do is I'll add some tidbits, if you will, some positive comments on what our team has said already. I'll go from the last person that was up here speaking from our code enforcement. They're doing an excellent job. As a matter of fact, we've hired an environmental judge just to handle our cases with code enforcement, because the load has just been so heavy. So we're going to have that environmental judge start in person, have a presence in the court in August. Right now, we're still virtual, but we have a judge specifically for our code enforcement. So we're happy about that. Some of the other things, thanks to our police department, once again, they're doing an excellent job. Some of the things I'd like to enhance what they talked about, we're getting ready to open up what we call our EOC, Emergency Operations Center. And folks, I got to tell you, we've had it for probably almost a year now, but we've been working on it. So we're going to have that up and running. So what does that mean? The Emergency Operations Center is where we're going to be able to view all of the cameras in all 4 wards around the city from one location. We're going to be able to do that. Okay, so we'll be able to see all the cameras. And then secondly, once we get the Emergency Operations Center up and working, we're going to extend that to the businesses. Hey, you got cameras in your business? Put them on to the city's cameras so we can watch those too. That's where we're going. Other cities are already there. Okay, so we're taking that steps to get there. Our public works guys, awesome job. They talked about how we're going to have trash cans now. Okay, and I whispered to the guys, make sure you tell the residents that they're going to have to put them out on the street, because we're going to eventually get away from going in the backyard and picking up your trash can. Now, our seniors, the guys that got the name of the seniors around the city, but eventually we won't be going in the backyard anymore, because those trash cans are going to be symmetry all across the city, and we want you guys to put them out to the curb. So we're going to kind of walk ourselves into that. Also, we want to thank our Inspire team. So please, folks, before you leave, please go over, okay, and look at all the work that you all have done as citizens in terms of what you want our city to look like in the next 5 years. They could not get this done without you. And also, I'm happy to report that our strategic plan is also embodied inside of this comprehensive plan. Okay, so please, before you leave, stop by and look at all of the posters here and talk to the rest of the team. Thank you, Councilman Cohen. I think I covered everything. And thank you, guys. I don't come over here that much, but my office is always open, and please give me a call. So thank you.
I have a question.
Hey, James, you have a question?
Yeah. This new camera system, who have access to look at it? Is it just police, or is the council going to have access to look at it? Who will have access to all the cameras?
So I believe we gave the council, Madam Mayor, did we give you all access to the cameras? Yeah, so you so the mayor and council and police, not the citizens. Yeah, mayor and council, but not police. Again, you know,
so
that's a situation where we want to kind of leave it up to police to kind of handle that.
So why should council have access to it?
Because I mean the cameras are in their ward. The cameras are citywide in their ward. Hey, Mr. Hicks, there was an incident on a basketball court on Saturday in Ward 4. Can you take a look at that? We'll do that. Hey, Mr. Hicks, that's an incident in Hawthorne Station. Can you take a look at that? So the council will ask us to do that for them, or they'll take a look and says, hey, can we get this footage? Okay. Yeah, so we're not trying to hide anything from them. You know, of course. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Natalie, and I'm a resident of Hawthorne Station. What are we doing for the whole power outage? Because last week...
That's a good question. So the gentleman 4 seats down from you, raise your hand, Glenn. There you go. So Glenn, the second in command in our power department. So Glenn, talk, if you don't mind, talk a little bit about what we're doing about all these power outages. One of the things I asked the power department about is, what about underground utilities? You know, because the South is full of hurricanes, tornadoes, thunderstorm, and then the sun will come out again. So I asked him about what can we do to have underground utilities. And Glenn, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys talked about every new subdivision that we build, the utilities are underground.
Now, overhead is, you still got overhead power going to the subdivisions. You guys were out this past Saturday for, I don't know, a couple of 3 hours because a tree fell on Herschel, right? You're always going to have overhead lines. But I've put phone numbers here. Take a picture of that. You can reach somebody 24 hours every day, a live person. We man the phones, of course, 8 to 5, but after that, there's a third party that a live person will take your information. They'll find one of us, and we try to be responsive to you. Let me address the entrance to your subdivision here. Those low-hanging conductors belong to AT&T. Now, power is buried. We've buried underneath your roadway, your entrance. But AT&T, and we're working with them. They're aware of the issue. It's 12 foot, 8 inches to the ground. That's too low. I mean, it needs to be raised. So we're working with that. But yeah, there's a good number. Now, customer service is a different thing. If you got billing issues, call customer service. But anytime you have an outage, call us and somebody will answer your phone around the clock.
Okay. So, ma'am, getting back to your question. So, Glenn, talk to him about what you guys have in place. I got my IT hat on now. Tell them about the redundancy you guys have in place so that you guys can get the power restored as soon as possible. How do you monitor that? And then what is the mechanism you guys use to get the power back on?
Okay, we're starting a program as a distribution automation where we've got switches and there's communication. So when a tree or something does fall, switches can automatically open and close and try to get the majority of people back. Now, you're still going to have the issue where the tree falls, but now this is going to take a few months to implement, but it is something that we're working on. It's called distribution automation. Okay.
Councilman Khan, I yield back.
I had a quick question. Here in the back. Hey, nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. I know we've had a bit of turnover in that seat.
Thank you.
But earlier, you guys mentioned the 6 West project, and you said check out the deal here about economic development. Has the city decided to kind of maybe move forward on that project, do some more RFPs, or like where are you guys at? I know somebody mentioned something about housing.
Sure.
But far as that, just that overall development.
Okay, so first thing we've done, we've hired a stable economic development director. We finally got someone stable in that seat.
Are you here today?
Nicole is not here, but Hannah's part of Nicole's team. Okay, so that's the first step. We got someone stable now. Okay, and we want Nicole to stay around for a while. And so Nicole brings a brand new model in terms of economic development and her approach to 6 West. So she's doing some fantastic things, meeting with developers. She's got a couple of programs out now. Hannah, you could probably elaborate on that, where if you're starting a new business, there's some incentives that we're giving you. If you want to look at some property in 6 West, she's got some fancy ideas on how she's going to make that happen. Give us a 30-second spiel, Hannah, on some of those things.
Yeah, so we have a developer interest form. So if you're a developer and you're looking to expand in the city, you can go on our website and there's but it's her email and she'll get back to you with some different options. And we're about to release a rebate program as well for small businesses to help them have a refund of their fees. That's going to be rolling out. in touch with our Facebook, our website. It'll be updated live.
Well, yes and yes. As a matter of fact, we just expanded the airport CID a bit with new businesses coming on board at the last council meeting. So it's an ongoing process. We're expanding the CID, which is good news for businesses and for quality of life. In terms of 6 West and the other developments, we are offering incentives to developers. So we want to make sure we attract as many as possible. So to answer your question, we're looking at TADs. We're looking at possible abatements, things like that. So we want to encourage and bring them in, as well as having the lowest utility services cost-wise south of I-20. Matter of fact, in all of Fulton County, virtually, with 37% lower than Georgia Power for utility services. Listen, last 2 things, and we got to get to this charrette here, because this is the guidance for the future of this city. Hawthorne Station must be a part of the guidance for the future of this city, and this is where that begins, the comprehensive plan. So it's very important. Last 2 things. We did secure earlier this year, I secured a $230,000 grant for our city parks. I went out and got it and secured it for our parks in our community. As you all know, the Brandon Park has had improvements from last year. We had installed a community garden at Brandon Park. Now, we were not going to fill it and implement it because we were told that Hawthorne Station had a community garden club. I want to make sure you all get with Parks and Rec and Public Works in terms of how we can help you all. If you're ready to fill the beds, we do have plant beds, but we did not want to fill it and jump the gun until the community garden was ready to go. When you all are ready to go, please let us know and we can come and assist. We want tomatoes growing and cucumbers and everything else. Natural, local, fresh food is crucial in this community, so we want to make sure that that happens. Also, we will be installing a dog park on the Brandon Park campus as well. I've got a lot of complaints about dogs that are kind of using the baseball field as, a place to poop. As you know, you have multiple doggy waste stations around here, but we are going to be establishing a dog park up here. Now, it will not be as elaborate as the dog park at the end of Herschel Road, which is in Ward 2 as well, but we want to have something up here to make sure we accommodate dogs as well. So we're going to be working on fencing that area in just as soon as possible. Also, the Brandon Park campus, y'all, the improvements we made are going to be ongoing. And I can tell you this much, that's the only park in the Metro Atlanta region that has an auto care center courtesy of the city that's free of charge. So we're working to improve our community with things that other communities do not have, and those amenities that other communities do not have, and those type of services. And we're going to continue to try to make sure we're giving and providing as much feedback and input and taking in the input. All of the amenities you see at that park came from residents here during the community charrettes we had. Yes, sir.
Question about all these things we're talking about adding at the park. Are we going to add in some more parking? Because when there's an event at the park, we've had people parking all across the street. Someone almost hit my car. I know when like Public Works shows up, they pull up on the side. That if we're going to add all these things to the park, we need a lot more parking.
Well, parking has been a challenge citywide, and that's something that we definitely need to look at. I think we do need to add a bit more parking. We're going to see how much we can have, how much capacity is there for parking, but I do think there may be some capacity for some additional parking. The dog park is the only other major installation that we're planning on there. Now, in the future, we may add some playground equipment because there are some young people here and some kids here, and a lot of y'all visit and have kids that come in as well. So we may have some playground equipment in the future as well. Yes, sir.
I'm just going to continue on this point. It's not even about the parking. Is when there's an event over there, what happens is there's a line of cars that are parked on the side. You're coming up, you have to come around the corner, right? So how can we better handle that, especially that you have kids going back and forth across sometimes? So.
Well, we're going to get with Parks and Recreation to figure out logistically how we can provide some additional spacing. Also, I think a crosswalk there at the entrance at the front there in the parking is going to help us out a bit too. So we're going to work on both of those things for you.
Yeah, and also, Councilman Corn, down that hill in the back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, we looked at making that some additional
that's where
parking area. There's a lot of room back there for parking.
That's precisely
That'll
what
get the
we're gonna
cars
do.
off the street. So
Right.
we looked at that.
Okay, so that's all I've
Got a
got.
couple
Questions? Yes, ma'am. On this side?
Yeah, I was just asking if there's a possibility to install a sign on the main street that says no parking. Because as soon as you come up the hill and there's a car parked there, you got to go around and it's a bit inconvenient.
City
and the
Manager?
other day they were parked all the way to the stop sign here.
Ma'am, you can consider that one done. Next question. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Again, any questions, concerns? Most of y'all have my number, 404-669-3755. We want to make sure that we're covering our bases based on what the residents want. And again, we're going to start these charrettes so we can hear about the future of College Park and what you want to see and how you want it implemented. So thank y'all so much. And I'm going to turn it over to Megan, Miss Megan with Inspire. Is that right? All right, let's welcome her.
Thank you so much, Councilman Karn, for having us here. My name is Megan Barrow. I'm from Inspire Placemaking Collective. So we are a consultant firm that works with cities across Georgia, across the Southeast. Our motto is that we create great places, safe streets, and thriving communities. And so we're very happy to work with College Park on updating this comprehensive plan. I'm not going to talk for too long. I'll give you an introduction. I'm trying to stay cute in this humidity. So I'll talk for a couple of minutes, and then I'd like to have y'all get to the activities that we have. So as the councilman and Mr. Hicks were saying, the comprehensive plan is a guidance document. So it's something that helps the city look at the future of College Park, look at the statistics, look at what residents want, and set out a more unified future. So College Park has a comprehensive plan that was updated in 2021. Did anybody participate back then? Show of hands. You're familiar with it? Okay, somebody did. And so the process is to update it about every 5 years. And so why do we update it? Because we want to. We want to have a unified vision for the community, but also we have to if we want money from the state. So in order to be a qualified local government in Georgia, so you're eligible for loans and grants and things like that from the state wants to see that your community has created some kind of a unified vision. So when you have projects and you're asking for money for things, they want to see what you're potentially going to put that towards. And so what's important that you're here is that we start to set those priorities. And so these activities will help us understand what it is that you want to see in the next 5 years and out into the next 20 years. So we've got a couple of activities. This kind of explains what a comprehensive plan is. This talks about growth preferences. So what might you want to see in Ward 2 or citywide? So grab a little pin and put it on the map of what you might want to see in the area. We have what do you love about College Park, or what would you change about it? So you can grab a Post-it note and you can write about anything. There's so many things about a community that you might love, you might want to see changed. So think about those different topics about your community as you start to fill out these boards. We've got what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats here in College Park. We also have money and investment. If you're more money minded, think about what areas you think the city should invest in, whether that might be parks. You only get 5 coins, there are 8. So you're not rich. You have to make some choices. What should we invest in? And so when everybody puts their coins in, it helps us to understand, hey, what is it that the community thinks we should invest in more? And then what else do I have down there? And some housing preferences. Housing is obviously a hot topic nationwide, citywide, locally. So what type of housing do you think should be in Ward 2? So once again, it's a high level thing, but if you have very specific site thoughts in the ward, in the city, we're happy to look at those too. What we ultimately do is look at data from the city. So your transportation statistics, your population, your economics, and we combine it with what feedback you have here. And that's how we set out the major topics that the community is interested in, and then a 5-year plan of specific things that the city should focus on. And so ultimately, we come up with a document that everybody at the city can start looking at when they want to make a decision about budgeting, when they want to start to make a decision about projects to look at. So it is super duper important. It helps to set the stage for the future. So that's all I got. My team will be here. I'm here with my colleague Jess and Grace, our intern. Say hello. So please come up and talk to us. And then if you wouldn't mind signing in just so we get an idea of how many people are here, that would be helpful. I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So. Feel free and come and answer all the prompts.
Is that one working?
Some food here. So while you're doing the charrettes, please enjoy, help yourself, and make sure you participate in the charrettes. Very important. Yes.